Good people, it's a special Thursday night edition, Eagles Elite Podcast. Your boy Cool McCain. Join as of now, Eagles Diva, the homie Key. Benny Boone supposedly will be, hopping in with us here in a few momentos, making it happen, all that good stuff. But hey, I would I would wager to say we had one of the better all time bye weeks in the history of the NFL. It just so happened to coincide with the trade deadline, and the Eagles made some moves. We got certain ways we do, but today we're gonna start it off. But we're gonna talk about essentially what I am calling our reinforcements, right? Because between the pickups that we had, as well as guys returning from injury, we got quite a few players that were not part of that dominant win against the Giants that are now going to be back in the fold, and we're going to talk about it. But before we get into any of that, y'all know what it is. We got to get a little bit of hypeness, a little bit of extra boost, and all that good stuff. After the reinforcements, we talk about that. Y'all know what it is. We got regular news, performances of the week, and all that. The game review from the Giants, your weakest link, and then a preview against the Green Bay Packers. But as always, y'all know what's first. That little bit of extra hypeness, that little bit of extra juice, that little bit of let's get it that we need, just to go from level 9 to level 10, because you got to turn up as much as you can. Talking about the best team in the NFL, reigning defending champions. No background today. Let's go.
The kick is away, and the kick it's good! And the Eagles win!
It's hard to come to South Philadelphia and leave here with the win. You just don't come to Philadelphia and leave here with the win.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
All right, we're back in the building. We're joined by 2/3 of Benny Boone. We don't see the top of his head, but we're joined by the rest of his body. All right, y'all. So here's how we're going to set it off. We got reinforcements on the way. So we're going to first talk about the move that the NFL and the sports world tried to force Howie Roseman to make that didn't get made. The so-called trade for A.J. Brown that I, for one, knew was never going to happen, but did not happen. And on top of that, they asked him today how he feel about being in Philly. And Devontae Smith was basically like, I knew he wasn't going anywhere. What do you mean? So, Key, I feel like you got something to say about this. If you can pry yourself away from the Broncos and Raiders. I don't know why you're torturing yourself like that, but it must be what you're doing.
Because ain't nothing else on.
Hey, just because there's nothing else on doesn't mean you watched garbage. You know what I'm saying?
It's a division game. But anyway. Wait. Oh, no. AJ wasn't going nowhere. Like Smitty said. He was like, did you think he was? Like, it's the Philly media hyping up people. It's AJ getting under their skin. He be trolling. AJ not going nowhere. I don't know why y'all expect that. And then plus, if Howie did that, I don't think the city would forgive him, honestly. And plus that's $90 million in a hit in dead cap. We can't afford that. So yeah, AJ is a part of the team. He's just very passionate about what he does. He wants the ball. He wants to win. I don't think that's being cocky at all. That's just him. So AJ not going nowhere. He gonna be right where he at.
Facts.
What you think, dude?
I mean, I already knew AJ wasn't going nowhere. I think everybody want us to trade AJ because they know that we have two dominant wide receivers that can't be stopped. And they're hoping and praying that we would trade away one of our top Megatron receivers. And that's not going to happen. Okay. AJ Brown is here for a reason. He loves to be here. Y'all, like I said before, y'all take social media too literal. Everybody can post whatever they want to post. That's not saying he's talking about the team or he's talking about a situation. We don't know what the boy talking about. But it always has the media and everybody in a frenzy and like, oh, well, he's being a diva. And oh, we can trade AJ Brown for A, B, C, and D. You stupid if you ever want to get rid of AJ Brown. That's like saying, let's get rid of D-Jack. And look what happened when we got rid of D-Jack. So let it go. He ain't going nowhere. We're not taking that 90 mil cap hit either. And I guarantee you he'll be here until the boy retires as the Eagle.
Benny, would you like to add anything, sir?
I'm with you on that, Diva. Can y'all hear me good enough?
Yes, perfect. Your audio was good today, sir. Yes, crispy.
But anyway, being a long time Philly fan, and I ain't talking about just the Eagles. I watched every franchise in this city get rid of a star player. And what did it do to our team? We went from almost being great back down to the bottom. How we just said it. We're trying to be a great team. You being a great team, you don't get rid of a great player. He is here to stay. He is not going nowhere. He did not ask for no trade. And just because he's acting out, come on. We broke people. Don't we act out? Especially at our jobs? And we making peanuts. So you can't sit there. I mean, the Philly media getting on my nerves with that. That's why I had to delete WIP, the fanatic. I had to, because I get tired of hearing them talk about AJ being treated. Come on now. And all these people that's on these doing talk shows, they not Philadelphia people. They came from other states to get a job here. Get out of here. AJ ain't going nowhere. I talked to AJ. AJ say, Benny, I ain't going nowhere, bro. You got my jersey. I say, thank you, brother.
So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. Good input from you guys. So move on to two other moves. We did talk about one of the moves on previous show. If y'all want to incorporate that one back in, we can. But let's start with Jair Alexander. We'll go back to Benny. Maybe he talked to Jair Alexander too. Benny, what thoughts on us bringing in Jair Alexander?
Great move. Great move. Basically, all season he's been a healthy scratch. I know he's not here to be the savior of that back end, but he is more qualified to be that CB2. Is he the Alexander of 2022, 2023? Maybe not. But he's better than what we have. Even getting Williams the week before or whatever, he is just here for that. But I see that he might be starting Monday night at CB2. I feel comfortable having him opposite of Quinion and keeping Coop in the middle in the slot. I'm not saying that he's going to come in and give us 5-6 picks through the rest of the season. But if he come in and play solid like he did in his Pro Bowl year, fine. I don't need that. I don't need that guy. Just be solid. And he's being matched up with the guy who knows him very well, Christian Parker, our cornerback coach. So I'm feeling that trade. I love it. I really love it.
All right. Key, your thoughts on the trade?
Again, anything is better than I can't cover Soul Jackson and Concrete Feet Ringo. Okay, so but no, that's a good move. He's a veteran guy. He hasn't been playing with Baltimore. Maybe he just don't fit the scheme with Baltimore. Is he the same Jair Alexander we know? Of course not. Everybody takes a step, but I still think he's serviceable and will go out there and do his job. And low key, he's his mama was born here and from here, and he was born here. So he was rooting for the Eagles growing up. So I mean, he it was meant to be. I mean, see how it works. See how the universe comes back to each other. But no, I think it was a great move on Howie's end, knowing we needed help with cornerback situation. Everybody can be mad at how the Eagles keep doing this because Howie knows what his team needs, and he goes out and addresses the situation. Howie is showing the blueprint of how you build a Super Bowl winning team. So I like the move that Howie did with Jair.
And Devo.
I'm glad. I mean, this is what Howie does. If Howie's not going to pay anybody before the season, he will go and work a deal before the trade because Howie's a money man. So he's trying to look for the best deals that he can get. That's exactly what he did with these last 3 trades that he made. I'm glad that it is more depth. I would like more depth, but it is better than what we've been dealing with at the CB2 because it has been 2-pack of ash over there on that side of the field. And I'm glad that he didn't leave us hanging and made us wait till the end of the season and draft and beginning of the new season to fix that position, because if so, we were not going to go into well.
Facts. Definitely facts. We did add, of course, we talked about it, but we added Michael Carter II, just to give y'all a up-to-date. Keep in mind, this does not count Jacorian Bennett, who's designated for return, but hasn't been added to the active roster, so to speak, yet. Kind of in the in-between limbo. But as of right now, at left cornerback, our lads has Quinyon Mitchell as a starter, Mac McWilliams as his backup, and then Jair Alexander as the third. Now, this can't change, but just letting y'all know what's there as of today. At right corner is Adoree Jackson, and then Keely Ringo is his backup. At nickel is Cooper DeJean, and then Michael Carter II is his backup. Now, we were told in the preseason there were going to be times where DeJean may be used at like safety or outside corner. So having Michael Carter II as his backup kind of makes sense, because then you have a guy you feel confident if you want to do different things with Cooper DeJean that you can do now, besides just have him be the nickel, corner. If you have another guy that you feel confident about there. So just wanted to throw that out there. Let's talk about our other the pickup there. Jalen Phillips, guy that's played with Vic Fangio previously in Miami. We also brought it on trade. We're going to go back with you. Thoughts on Jalen Phillips and what he'll bring to the linebacking corps?
I mean, I think he'll bring a lot more than what he did at Miami. Miami's horrible. I mean, I don't mean no harm, but they're horrible. I know he did have some injuries, and I've seen people talk about his tackling status. But when you come to Philly, you learn that work ethic to play hard, go hard to go home in Philly. And so I believe that he will transition well. It may take him a few games. You're probably not going to see it right off the bat because he has to learn the playbook and learn the style once again. Because he hasn't been with Vic Fangio. This would be season and a half almost. So I like the pickup. We needed that. Definitely needed that. And I'm satisfied.
Key.
Somebody that already knows Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio vouched for Jalen Phillips. Miami's horrible. Jalen even said it himself. This is the best day of his life. That's sad. That is sad. That's sad. You know, you play for a Miami team who wasn't that great. You know, they did have an okay defense when Vic was there. I mean, it was top notch. So, but he does add an extra style and flash to this line that's going to get after the quarterback. When he's healthy, he's top. He's a top edge rusher in this league. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Just like McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Definitely. So a couple of comments we're gonna hop to real quick, and then we get to Benny Boone. So MIA Philly says, I doubt he'll stay until he retires. If he doesn't get the targets he desires, but I don't see him leaving in the next 2 years at least. Well, fair enough. The Mac Mizzle Show. What up, Mac Mizzle? Says, salute, Eagles Elite. Appreciate you, go Birds, y'all. Fellas, keep chiming in. We here for interaction. That's what we like. We rock with it. Benny Boone, your thoughts on Jalen Phillips?
Beast. Young boy is a beast. I'm feeling this trade because we needed somebody who can generate some pressure coming off the edge, not just pressure on the quarterback, also who can also play the run real good. Saw a lot of tape on this young man. I like the motor. I like the size. And checking out a few games that he played over there in Miami. Yes, he is very heavy. Get out of there. Because it seemed like he was the only one on that defensive line that was getting pressure. And then you losing. Now you come into a organization who's always in the thick of things. I love this trade, man. That's the best trade I've seen since we got the freak from out of Tennessee.
That trade didn't work out too well, by the way. Javon Curse trade didn't really work out that
I know.
well. But I'm gonna talk about I'll kind of group all three of them together. Jalen Phillips, I like for more than one reason. Another reason why I like it is it allows Jahad Campbell to go back to linebacker, middle linebacker, which gives us rotation, which gives us three guys that we now feel comfortable with playing middle linebacker. I know it's crazy out there, people to think, oh, wait a minute, they may actually just rotate the guys, so it doesn't matter who starts because all three guys may get a good amount of snaps now and be fresher. Crazy. I know it's a crazy concept, but, depth is important because you can't expect to go into every game and not be in situations where guys are going to need breaks, just how they're having to be used, how much you have in the rush, how much you have to cover past different things. So now you have at least three guys in the middle linebacker that you feel comfortable putting out there on the field. All three guys have shown that they can play really well when they're out there too, so there won't be an extensive drop-off in talent, which is also important. If you recall last year and back in when we won our first Super Bowl, if you remember those 2 years, you can remember how we had depth. We had some injuries, but we had depth. We still had depth even after the injuries, and that's kind of what helped us get to where we got to. This team, to me, is starting to feel like it has some of that depth. You add Jair Alexander, you add Michael Carter II. These are two guys that, while admittedly are not top-end, top-tier corners, they are, as everyone's already said, explicitly better than what was there before they got there. You put those guys in, whoever between those two guys and Jacorian Bennett, who gets out there and plays the best, you let them be the number two corner. The other guys fill in for depth, and then we can push Dory Jackson and Keelan Ringo, two guys with the foot of stone cheap to where they need to be, and it's probably special teams or on the practice squad.
Hey, Keely can go back to special teams. I ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah, that's where he hit. He just run and hit. You ain't got no plays or nothing. You just run and hit. That's where he seems to do his best at. But I like the moves because you have to look at it and say we gotta improve. We can't go out and continue to just do what we've been doing and expect people to just lay there and lay down for us and allow us to dominate them. So you got to get better. You have to improve what you're doing. And these moves show that we will at least make the effort. The thing with me about it, though, and this is, you know me. Sometimes I bring a little bit more of a realistic, some people may say negative approach or thought pattern to it. But I say, let's do these things earlier in the season, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's realize these holes a little bit earlier, like in the preseason. And that way we don't have to make as many moves. I still applaud you for making the moves, but I like to, kind of have that depth and understand that before we get to this point. And we have some guys that should still be here that you let walk to. I'm not gonna forget about this just because you went and got some more people. Just so we're clear. Returns. So we got a couple of players that are going to be returning from injury, and I'm going to allow you guys just pick a player, and then we'll talk about that player. Diva, who that is returning from injury, which you like to talk about first. You're on mute.
Arthur Juan Brown is back. Okay. Our number one wide receiver is back. He's coming back in a good enough time. We play Green Bay, so I'm glad to see him, my boy, back.
Key, your thoughts on AJ coming back?
Love it. He's definitely gonna be needing that offense. We already know how Green Bay is. Are we doing thoughts, or are we just doing with going? Oh,
you have thoughts on, and then we'll come back and do with somebody else.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I agree totally 100%. AJ's back, so back to work. You're always open. And what can Brown do for you? We already know what Brown can do for us.
Catch that ball.
Your thoughts, Benny?
What can Brown do for me? Deliver. That's what he does for me. I'm glad that he's back. I'm hoping that when he get on this field, he have the mentality to dominate. Him not being out there, in that Giants game when he's seeing everybody scoring touchdowns. Now he was all hype on the sideline. So I'm saying that itch that he want to get in this game. I feel sorry for Green Bay. I feel sorry for him.
All right, Key, another returning player that you'd like to discuss.
Nolan Smith Jr. is back. That was the hype man we was missing on the offensive line. He definitely can get up to the quarterback. I know he was low in sacks, but Nolan is that energy guy that definitely can fire off the ball. So we definitely missing Nolan on that sideline, on that line.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Benny, your thoughts on Nolan Smith returning?
I love it because all he want to do is get out on the field and just hit an MF. He just want to hit people. I know he's been itching, sitting back, getting healthy. He loves being out there with his brothers. I can't wait to see him. I miss his energy. And now he got BG with him too. Oh, he's going to be extra hype. He's going to be extra hype for this.
Diva, your thoughts?
I mean, that gives us back our extra little bit of edge rush. I mean, you got Nolan, then you got, of course, BG. I'm excited for Nolan. Nolan has always been a big hitter when he's been in the game. So I'm excited to see him back. Hopefully he's healthy and can get through this season without any more injuries. So I'm ready. I'm ready for the boy to get out there and make some hits on Love.
All right, Benny. We're going to go ahead and say that you're picking Brandon Graham since you decided to enter him.
Oh, man.
Your thoughts on
Get out my head, brother. Get out my head.
Your thoughts on Brandon Graham being back with the team and being active this week?
I really didn't want him to retire in the first place because I didn't like the way he went out. Okay, he went out as a winner. I'd rather see him play a full season and win the big game and then go out. But I'm so happy and amped to see him, getting some snaps this weekend. because I truly believe that he's still got some more football left in him, and he didn't go out in the way that he wanted to go out. So, Mr. BG, love you, dog. Glad to have you back.
Key BG thoughts?
I'm just a little trash talking. That's back. Start of the game. 5-5. You better be ready. 2-6. I'm coming. Like I miss that so much. So he likes to get in the opponent's head. The one game he got himself winded so bad he got lightheaded. He was like, "Oh, I got calmed down." So especially just BG on the sidelines hyping people up. I love it. I can't wait. It's like a kid on Christmas. You wake up, you're like, "Oh my God, it's BG!" Like you wait, there's like this gift you getting, and as soon as you open it, it's there. So BG's gonna bring that fire and that energy. That defense is gonna be flying around on Monday.
Diva.
I'm happy to have BG back because he's an OG. He can school these kids. Nolan said BG was a big help to him to get his confidence and his courage up, to play better, to have a better season after the first season when his coordinators were garbage. So I think we need that energy. We need that trash talk. We need that vet experience that BG has for that edge. And I'm glad. I think it's just going to make the defense even more fired up with BG being back.
All right, Diva, another returning player anybody would like to discuss?
I think they said Lampkin was actually going to be returning. He's been out for a while. I'm glad to see him back. More depth, and I feel like we're getting healthy right at the right time. That's the good thing about having injuries early in the season. You can get your players back in mid-season and hopefully finish it out with less injuries. So, yeah, glad for Lampkin to be back as well.
So this was the guy, if you know where Lampkin is, this was the guy that we had got from, I think, the Chargers, if I remember, practice squad. They put him on waivers, and they were going to try to, stash him on the practice squad while he was injured. And we ended up grabbing him. He hasn't been able to be active all season, but he is a center and a guard. So he has a little flexibility. I think we've kind of realized we might need some help at center and guard. So being able to have him in his window is going to be definitely important for us. Benny, anything you'd like to add about Lampkin?
Well, I'm glad to have him back. I really wanted to see what he would bring to the team. See how he would out in the field, because I love the way he passed protect. I love the way he run block. He played with so much tenacity, where it's having him in there if something happened to Tyler Steen, or as you see with just having him on there with probably made us having not putting what's it that was tall. I'm just happy to have him back because that gives us lots more better depth, and I feel comfortable with him being the next man up on that depth, on that O line that's depth, because he's seen it all. He's seen it all.
All right, so MIA Philly does not quite agree with Benny Boom's thoughts here. So MIA Philly says he wish he enjoyed retirement, and that was one of the most magical seasons ever. Perfect time to hang it up. So MIA Philly does not agree with Benny Boom's thoughts that BG should have came back, and he didn't like the way he went out. So just throwing it out there. Key, thoughts on Lampkin?
I feel like he's gonna be underrated only because he's a little smaller than a normal offensive line. But you already know who overcame that theory, Mr. Jason Kelsey. They say, oh, he was too tiny to play center. So, and then plus we kind of stuck it to the Rams a little bit with that. So
the Rams, you're right. Rams.
But
yeah.
but it's hard. But I can't wait to see what he does. Especially, we definitely need a depth on the offensive line. So to hope and pray we don't never ever have to see Matt Pryor ever on that offensive line again. So I'm all for it.
I was going to say something about a player that's on our practice squad, but I'm not. I'm not gonna do it to us. Key, any other player you'd like to discuss that's going to be returning?
I think that was all of them. I can't remember if anybody else was hurt that we got back. I think those were the main ones after the bye. So I don't got nobody.
I do.
I do too.
All right, Benny Boom.
Oh,
Do you have
y'all
anyone else,
look,
sir?
y'all know I can't think of nothing. So I'm sure y'all gonna be like, hey.
It's good to have Cam back.
Oh, damn.
It's good to have Cam back.
Thoughts on Cam Jurgens returning, Benny?
My thoughts on, man, we got our cap. Well, he's not a captain, but he's the anchor of that line. You know, I missed the way he pulled in the run game. I love the way he take out the main defensive lineman, so the rest of the O line can do their job. He's our future Jason Kelce. He ain't there yet, but he's our future Jason.
Key, your thoughts?
Oh, I did forget about Cam. Look, it's
Shame on you.
no, we got the band back together. We already know how Cam is. Good to have him out there. Of course, Jalen knows him, so the cadence and the chemistry there at center spot, and yeah, that's another beefy guy we missing up front. So hopefully, he'll get back in the groove thing. So he won't miss a beat. But I'm happy Cam's back.
And another guy that's in and out, but looks to be healthy now. I think we all love having our right tackle back, Mr. Lane Johnson.
Yes, because I think he's been playing banged up and not really saying much of nothing. So yeah, I'm glad that
He'll be back
they had those
healthy.
days. Mm-hmm.
He's
Sean is back healthy.
Yep, Sean is back. He definitely did go out of that last game. The week off helped that hamstring. I think it was very mild.
Growing.
He's back as well. So it looks like we're going to be hitting on, just waiting for that confirmation on those guys that have had their windows activated, like Corey Bennett, Nolan Smith. They're technically back, but we're still waiting on just that.
Official.
Actually being activated. Yeah. Because they have
10-day practice
like 2 more weeks before they have to be activated. But hoping we can get them activated, them and Willie Lampkin. Hopefully we can get them activated for the game on Monday. But if not, it's all good. So now that we went through that, y'all, any specific pieces of news or notes outside of what we've discussed that we have for the team? And before you answer that, let's get a little graphic out there. Anything y'all got?
Not that I can think of.
Anything, Keith?
I mean, the people coming back was the updates.
That was the update.
It might snow in Green Bay. Is that an update?
You tell me.
I mean, they might be.
I'll give you an update.
Some stuff.
I'll give you an update. It's going to be the first time that Jalen Alexander Hurts is playing in Green Bay since his first start when there were no fans in the stadium. So this is a bit of a homecoming for Jalen. Also, there's been a little bit of I'm gonna say disrespect from the some of the Packers talking about Jair Alexander. And I'm gonna say you take a guy that you didn't want that went to another team, got injured, that hasn't played as well, gets a chance to come to a team that he's always kind of been a fan of. Right, we talked about that a few minutes ago. And on top of that, you now also are giving bulletin board material to this man. I don't know about anybody else. I don't think it's a smart thing, but that's just me. This will be, I think, the first time this year that we'll have a complete offensive defense for the most part, right? Like we mentioned the Kobe Dean for many games earlier in the year, different guys on offense. So now we kind of locked in. Everybody should be, for the most part, healthy, at least going into the game. And this is one of the few games that we are the underdog. Last time I checked, I think we were 2.5-point underdog going into our game on Monday. We'll talk about the actual matchup, but just want to throw a couple of things out there that I kind of found out about outside of just, the returns. Benny, anything, sir? No, you already said no. Oh, good. You did already say no. All right, y'all. So we are going to go ahead at this point and move into our next item. Your elite performance for the Giants game. Diva, let's start with you. I know it's been 2 weeks, but I think we still
I'm
remember.
gonna go. I remember Slim Reaper had a fantastic game. So I'm going to go with Smitty, who is silently putting together one of the best records of his career, and is going to pop up on that top 100 next year, I do believe. So Smitty is my performance of the week.
Oh my goodness, there is so many, but I'm going to go with one in your hearts, one in your, Mr. One Jalen Hurts, 4 TDs on the day. Yeah, he played great. So again, smart football, didn't turn it over, made the throws when it mattered, ran a little bit when he had to. Everybody's like, oh, he runs all the time, but no, he stays in the pocket and he can throw it. He don't got no arm. Well, he threw bombs to me like he did. Y'all must know watch. But Jalen Hurts, he performed great.
Benny, I don't know what you were over there doing, but who's your elite performance of the game, sir? We just hear a bunch of noise. That's all good with you. If you could please do us a favor when those things happen, put yourself on mute. That would be greatly appreciated.
That was the end of the machine.
Performance of the week.
I'm gonna say the offensive line. They did some good run blocking for both Saquon and for Tank. I love giving credit to the offensive line because without them, our running game wouldn't exist that game.
I'm gonna go with Dallas Goedert, number 1 receiving touchdowns among all tight ends in the NFL. 2 more in that game. He's definitely become a weapon, and he's definitely on the same page with Jalen Hurts. I don't know how some in the organization were kind of like, we may not really need him. But I hope that this teaches you that was incorrect information, sir. Let's get Dallas Goedert back on this team next year. We know he's going to miss a couple of games injured, but he's playing really well. So hopefully we can find a way to make things work out and get him back on this roster next year. So I like what he's doing, playing at a high level. Any honorable mentions you want to throw out there real quick? Because like you said, it was a really good game.
Tank Bigsby. Tank definitely was honorable mention. He broke, we was all like 2nd and 31. Kevin, what are you doing? And he showed up, got the first down. I was like, okay, Tank. He came and got some good runs. Me might not have worked out back there as a kicker returner. See, he botched them punts with that Rams game, so they say get him out of here. But he's a good runner. He actually compliments Barkley a lot. So Tank gets the honorable mention.
Honorable mention for you, Benny.
Took mine.
If you have one.
She took mine, so I'm gonna go with Jahan Dotson.
Okay.
His number was called. He stepped up. He made the play. He did not disappoint. He don't get too many targets in the game. Well, he don't get any targets in the game, but he stepped in A.J. Brown's absence, and he answered the call. Kudos to you, brother. Kudos.
I dig it. All right, so we're about to go ahead and flip it. But before we do, real quick, Diva, now that you have returned, do you have a honorable mention for player of the game? Tank Bigsby and Jahan Dotson were scooped up by these two good people.
I'm gonna say Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean was all over that field, and his presence has been felt since he's been back. So I'm gonna go with Nakobe Dean.
I like it. Now let's switch it. Weakest link. Diva, we'll go back with you. Who was your weakest link for the game?
Keely Ringo, because I don't even know why he's still on the team. He gonna be my weakest link every week till he's not on the team anymore.
Key, who was your weakest link?
I can't even blame Adoree. You know what? I'm gonna blame Adoree. And he had a concussion.
Still his fault.
He's still a weakest link.
Forever big weakest link.
Benny, who you got?
Sidney Brown, because he's never around.
He forever weakest link too.
Who?
This three. Sidney Brown.
Sidney Brown?
Never
I
around.
forgot he was on the team.
Why he do that jump kick though? Why he do that boy like
Sidney
that?
Brown retarded, man.
He had to do something to get his stuff on TV.
So my weakest link is going to be AJ Brown's hamstring. That's my weakest link. Get yourself together, sir. Not AJ Brown, you good, but your hamstring. Get yourself together, sir. You had 2 weeks to relax. Need you to come back in preseason form. Let's go.
I mean, really, bro. You can't be crying about not getting the ball, and then as soon as you catch the ball, the hamstring be like, nah, bro. I'm out.
Yeah, that's my weakest link, that hamstring. All right, y'all. So we're moving right along. So now we got 2 more things to cover. And I ain't even gonna say we're gonna do it different because we ain't been consistent with it, just to make it different. Nobody want to hear you just get up here every week and go over the stats and stuff. We want to get some feeling, how we feeling about the game. So the question I am going to ask about the game here, we're gonna get to it in a second, but I'm going to go ahead and give y'all how I'm gonna ask about it. So for the upcoming game, you know what? We're gonna do it like this. I'm just gonna do it like this. Forget all that. For the game coming up this week, or the game that passed against the Giants. What did you guys see as improvements from prior weeks that helped us have a more dominant performance? I ain't gonna say a super dominant, but a more dominant performance. This time, Benny, we're gonna start with you, sir.
The execution was much better.
Okay.
It was dominant, but it wasn't it wasn't total domination.
Agreed. Key?
It was 4 quarters of complete football. From start to finish. That was the most balanced game I've seen all season. So I like we were balanced and we was complete from start to finish, from first quarter to the fourth. So that it has to affect it. It wasn't we gonna be good in the first half and be due to butter the second half and vice versa. From start to finish, we were there. So I like that.
Diva.
I mean, I think having the few key returns that we had. I mean, we had Carter back, we had N'Kobe Dean, and then I just can say, if this was a thing, better play calling on the O line. The play calling was a lot better, especially with the run game, and then using Tank Bigsby. To get, when he was able to gain yards, finally Saquon was able to gain yards because you didn't keep running him up the middle constantly, play after play. Jalen was making smart plays, and it didn't feel like he was rushed. He didn't feel like he was trying to make decisions at the last minute. So I don't know, as I keep saying, if that was Jalen on his own making those, adjustments, or if it was truly the coordinator and Nick Sirianni finally catching on to what we should be doing and how we should be doing it. But and I think it was less penalties this game as well, as far as the O-line, but definitely just the way that the offensive play calling had went really made a difference. And then having those few players back that we had on the defense, because we was down. So and we were able to go back and look at the film to see the mistakes that we made playing them, because we've never seen Scatterboo. You know what I'm saying? We've never seen Dart. These are new players, so you really don't have any film on them as if they've been playing NFL for 1 or 2 years. So being able to go back and adjust on both sides of the ball made the complete difference for this game.
Yeah, so we got a comment here from IA Philly. He says, if we don't clean up the brotherly shove, it will be gone next year for sure if they haven't already decided. It's pretty safe to say, whether we clean it up or not, that, Green Bay, who we are playing Sunday, so we have a chance, Monday, to give them the work that I believe that they deserve from us. But they're going to do everything they can to ensure that player is not back next year. So we'll see how that goes. As far as the Giants game, what I kind of saw was guys just executing and not being concerned with calling a specific play, trying to overly cutesify things, or overly, just do things, just playing football. Like, it was like guys were out there just playing football. I don't know if that was the way plays were being called, the actual, players or whatever, but we just saw guys just kind of getting back to playing football. Not worrying about being too cute, not worrying about doing too much, just playing football. And when you get back to being gritty and playing football, normally good things happen. And Giants are doing a lot of talking after they won, especially Scatterboo. Hate that, he got injured, but I feel like this game was just one of those we got to get right. And we did that. So, big ups to us for, handling business, taking care of things in a situation where we needed to. Now, after that, it's not too much more need to be said about the Giants game. We kind of handled things like I feel like we should have on the very beginning. Keys to the win this week against Green Bay. If anybody on here don't believe we can beat Green Bay, I'm very disappointed in you. But for us to win, keys. So, Key, give me one offensive and one defensive key for you, no pun intended, on winning this game.
Get Jalen in a rhythm. Make sure he has a good flow with the game a little bit. Of course, gonna have Parsons. Their defense ain't bad, but Jalen Smart, he use his weapons wisely. Take what the defense get him in a good enough rhythm. Once Jalen in the rhythm, it's a wrap. Hopefully we use him more under center. I like that when he goes under center. Opens up the play action, the RPOs, and that scheme that we can do very efficiently. So get Jalen in a rhythm of things. I think that'll get it going. Defensively, need the pressure. We need the pressure to get to Jordan Love, which I think we can do. Just make sure you stop Love. Of course, you gotta take care of Josh Jacobs because he's no slouch of a running back. So if you take care of those things, I think the Eagles be successful.
Diva, one offensive, one defensive key to the game against the Packers.
I mean, I think it's going to be running the ball efficiently and effectively. Running it down with Saquon and Tank Bigsby. I think you always need to switch it up because we know that a lot of teams have figured out Saquon. So if you throw Tank Bigsby in there every 2 or 3 plays, use Saquon, switch it up, use Tank, they're going to be confused and they're not going to know how to cover that front line. And then when you got Jurgens back, so I think effectively running the ball, we already know we could do with throwing the ball, so I'm not really worried about that. Defense is pressure and coverage. Make sure you are covering your man. Make sure if Bennett's not going to be starting or you're not going to move Jair or Jaden's not going to be on that side, we need to make sure that somebody's going to be on that CB2 on the right that knows how to cover. Okay? And if not, make sure you give them help over top and underneath. All right? So pressure and ball coverage, making sure you're covering your man, making sure you know where your man's going to be and you're in that spot to cover all sides of the field. So that's what I think.
Benny, offensive, defensive key.
I'm going to start with the defense. You got to play fundamentally sound type of defense. Know where your gap is. Control your gap. And if the back end can all you got to do is keep those receivers at bay for at least 3 seconds. So our defensive linemen and linebackers, whatever the player is being called, can do their job. I'm not worried about Q. I'm just hoping that Zaire, whoever's out there, Zaire, Williams, not Keeley, because once they put 7 in there, they're gonna go straight to 7 because 7 got cemented feet. If they can play fundamentally sound type of defense, get off the field on 3rd downs, be good. Now offense, ball control. Gotta be balanced. They gotta be balanced. We know what Michael Parsons can do. One thing that Michael Parsons is not good at, he's not good in run defense. Don't run away from him. Run to him. Run right to him. With some zone blocking, somebody chip him, bam. Once our run game is running smoothly, that's when the play action comes. That's when the deep ball comes, and we got it. That's my key.
All right, my offensive key, I'm going to say taking what we're being given. So we have a unique situation where we have strong receivers, a good tight end, and a good run game. So if they're not going to let us run the ball, they're not going to let us throw to certain people, take what's given to you. Don't try to force the ball. Take what's given to you. But definitely take shots. A.J. Brown is a guy that should be more involved in the offense. He should not have a game where he has less than 7 targets. Let's just be 100% real. That combination of size and speed and reach, this man should get no less than 7 throws his way a game. If he only can reel in 2 of those, opportunities were there. But the opportunities have to go to him. Smitty is another guy that should be getting no less than, I'd say, about 5 to 6 balls thrown his way a game. Then you've got, your tight end, Goddard, playing well. Saquon can catch out of the backfield. Tank's running well. based on what he did last week, the last game. Saquon's there as well. So just take whatever's given. If they want to, we're going to make you run the ball. Run the ball. Run the ball down their throat. Give them more of the ball than they can handle, if that's what they want. Defensively, controlling our gaps, making sure that we're not allowing them to get off, making sure Josh Jacobs doesn't just go out there and run and do whatever he wants to do. Making sure that we are covering the plethora of wide receivers that they're going to throw at us, because Green Bay uses depth at wide receiver, right? They have a lot of guys. I don't feel like they have a true number one, but they have a lot of guys who can get it up and make plays. So just making sure you're covering everybody, not let one guy just go off. I don't think that there's a huge talent gap between us and Green Bay, but I think execution of talent and the veteran nature of a lot of our talent is going to be something that's going to help supplemental pieces in depth. So just make sure, again, we're covering gaps, we're covering guys, and we're doing everything we can to get to the quarterback. Just executing properly on defense and making sure that we're covering. And we do those things that we've just talked about here, y'all. Agree with what everybody said. We're going to be in a prime position to go into Green Bay on Monday night and get them their second L in a row. Now, I will say this about this game against Green Bay, and if y'all want to have any last thoughts about Green Bay after this, feel free to. We're going to have to go in there and play. Green Bay is embarrassed. They just lost to the Panthers. Think they don't piss you off? Trust me. Carolina's been walking around here like they won a Super Bowl on the radio all week, right? So Green Bay still hears that. Green Bay is a little extra motivated from that. And I don't blame them, because I was pissed when we lost to the Giants. So I know how
that is the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that is Carolina Super Bowl.
But yeah, so motivation. They're gonna be motivated. We're gonna have to go out there and we're gonna have to break them. And coming off of bye, we're undefeated with Jalen Hurts as our starting quarterback and Nick Sirianni as our head coach. So hopefully that continues. Do you have any last words?
Yeah, man, you got to be motivated. You got to be ready for anything that's coming at your way. And I'm hoping the coaches are ready for that. Of course, they're going to come out and be angry and upset. I mean, I would too. You lost to the Panthers. But, I mean, we didn't beat them twice. You just got to play smart and go in there and dominate. That's really what you got to do.
Keith, any last words?
I mean, hopefully we run a tush push down their throat. I just don't like Matt LaFleur, talking all that and then tush push need to go and this and this and this and whatever. Just be ready. So we just gotta try to stop it. You won't. Michael Parsons gonna have trouble with Lane Johnson. So I'm not worried about Green Bay. So we just gotta go there and take care of business. Whether it's in the snow or not. They already asked Jordan Davis. He was like, are you prepared about the weather conditions? He said, I don't care. Let's get it.
And last, but of course not least, Benny, what you got for us?
Don't go into this game overconfident. Do not need our team to be overconfident because we beat them twice last year. This is a totally different team. Same quarterback, but they added some pieces. They down one man. I hope, he heal up fast because he's a real good tight end. Just don't go into this game overconfident. And I mean the defense. And I agree with you about Green Bay's don't have that number one receiver. All those receivers can beat you. That's where the overconfidence come in. If they go into this game overconfident, that's going to hurt us. Go in there, bully them. This is your chance to solidify that we are the best team in the NFC. Let's leave out of there with a victory.
Oh, and Washington, Dallas, and New York. Good luck on all going out there and giving us a bigger lead by dropping L's this past week. It was enjoyable to sit back and watch all three of you guys just take a L. Trying to walk through what I want to say here. What I do want to say is we are coming. There's a lot of talk about other teams in the AFC and who's the best team in the league and all that. I don't worry about none of that. What I do want is I want Green Bay to remember one thing. We haven't been doing this all year, but I'm getting back to it. At Green Bay,
You're last.
oh, that was the wrong one. There we go. They got mixed up when all these new updates came with with StreamYard. But tune in next Wednesday. We'll be back at our regular scheduled time, regularly scheduled place. Still in the regular scheduled place, but we're not at the regular scheduled time. Make sure you like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Tell your friends to tell friends. Come chop it up with us. We'll be there about an hour, 20 minutes, depending on the week. But we got to talk about all that good stuff. Eagles Elite. And we're still the champs, and we're going to be the champs until somebody beat us. And that's going to be hard to do once we get to these playoffs. For Eagles Diva, for Benny Boone, and for Key. It's your boy Cool McCain. Eagles Elite Podcast.
Caw-caw. We flying.
Fly.
Hashtag fly Eagles fly. Hashtag go birds. Hashtag be elite. We out.